different industries around the globe have been hit by a shortage of electronic components. And that translates into long lead times and increased prices. Well, perhaps it has taken a toll on your company and you're suffering the consequences of this phenomenon right now. Of course, you're wondering, how much longer is this going to last? Is the worst yet to come? And recently I had the opportunity to discuss this with Pauli Wang, president of Taiwan-based LCD maker EDT. My name is Manuel Krause, and I hope you enjoy this interview. Today I'm talking to Pauli Wang, president of Emerging Display Technologies, also known as EDT. Pauli, I'm so glad you could make yourself available.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really happy, thank you. So for our listeners and viewers out there, EDT is a Taiwan-based display and touch panel manufacturer. And those who are not familiar with your company, maybe you can give us some key facts, some background information.
EDT was founded in 1994 as a LCD panel and module maker. We have 1,200 employees around. And also we have 4 different countries, branch office from Korea, Japan, and US, and Europe. And especially in Europe, we have our business development center since 2000. And Copenhagen, Denmark.
Now, we've just been hit by a shortage of electronic components, what sometimes is referred to as an allocation. Maybe you can give us a few numbers. What are we looking at, please?
Yeah, this is a quite challenging time at this moment. This situation we never experienced before. But I can tell you, price-wise, the quite general increasing is more than double, 100%. And delivery from our component supplier is 6 months. So in terms of the entire module, no matter it's a display or it's a touch or it's an integration of both, so the delivery is over 200 days. So that's quite a long delivery. And this is for the normal parts. For some special, non-standard parts, their lead time already been more than 300 days. So this is a quite severe situation for the entire display and touch industry.
Just to get the numbers right again, for the complete LCD module, you now have to calculate with how many weeks or months to have a finished product ready?
More than 6 months.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
7 months already.
So Pauli, in terms of bill of material, the BOM, how many parts are we looking at to produce a complete display?
You can count, I think, 50 to 100. That is very general and very typical. And for some particular application, of course, we have to do more integration with our design. That will be more than 100 and even 200 pieces of component. So quite a few of the component involved.
Now, already in 2020, I think we could see that we were heading towards an allocation. Were there any signs to you, any clear indications that this would be happening?
Around Q3 last year to 2020, I heard a number of global GDP. It rebounded at Q3 last year. But at that time, not many people pay attention on this. When we really have the official announcement from our supplier, that is after the summer vacation last year. And people start to get nervous. And I believe that even our end customer from the OEM, they still not believe that, because at that time, the entire world, especially I know in US, they are still locked down in many areas.
Yes.
So our customer, they don't believe this is true, because they look at their environment. People locked down at home. How come the economy will become good.
Yes.
So they don't accept. Nobody want to accept.
So do you personally think that the COVID pandemic was the main cause, or maybe it was more like a catalyst speeding up the inevitable?
I think it would be more like a catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the main cause, but this catalyst is very strong. So it caused quite a big impact to the entire world.
Yes.
It didn't just change the electronics. It changed every dimension of the entire human culture. It changed the lifestyle, everything. Mm-hmm. It changed the people, how they think of the operation of the entire world.
This one question that is keeping us up at night is, are we in an early stage of this shortage? Are we right in the middle? Is it going to get worse? What do you think?
We still have maybe another year or maybe more than a year. We're suffering from the IC supply. According to the foundry here in Taiwan,
yes.
The number one, TSMC, the chairman and CEO said the situation of the IC supply will become ease after beginning of 2022, and it could be totally resolved in 2023. So you can count, it's almost at least 1.5 years from now.
So this was interesting piece of information, that it is not so much the LCD panel that is affected. There is enough capacity with the manufacturers to supply the substrate, the actual LCD panel, but it's more a problem of the IC, the LCD drivers. Right. And let me also clarify this one point. I think that was quite interesting. You're saying that there might be a silver lining on the horizon, maybe towards the end of this year, that the situation might improve a little bit, but this still doesn't mean that we are out of this shortage or allocation. We still have quite a stretch to go.
Right. Keep this in mind. The problem we have and the pain we have is two. One is pricing, and the other one is the lead time. When the LCD supply is not so tight, I think the pricing of the entire display and touch will not so painful. But the lead time still remain a problem. So this is what I mean. At least we don't see the entire market price of the display is keep going up. I feel it will become stable. Mm-hmm. But still the IC, because IC supply is still tight, then the lead time still will be long as we are expecting now.
During such an allocation or shortage, what is key is not to panic, which of course is easier said than done. People often make irrational decisions, and that can, of course, lead to huge backlog in the year to follow. For those in procurement or purchasing, is there a piece of advice that you would like to share?
My very strong recommendation is that don't make double booking or overbooking. Just to be in operation normally. Let us know the long visibility. Just let us know your next 12 months demand. Press a long-term commitment to EDT, then we can handle.
And overbooking, from your perspective, what does that do to your business plan, to your forecast? Is that just as dangerous as double booking?
Also dangerous for us, because when we overbooking means that we don't need to use our capacity to manufacture a product today. We need it next year, but we use the quota for next year, and if we make it happen today, then how about next year? We have nothing to do. That will increase the problem in the future.
Right. The sudden upscaling of your production capacity, and then next year downscaling again. Okay.
Right.
Understand. As an organization, EDT has earned an excellent reputation here in the European market with more than 25 years of experience. And I'm sure you will come out on top of all of this. But what's your strategy? Why do you have a positive outlook?
For the past 27 years, I believe one thing. I always keep 50% of the high mix, low volume business, and another 50% high volume, low mix. So this totally two different philosophy business. I won't, just get one and I forget the other one. So I always keep these two in our company business development. And that means also we have more opportunity that compared to our peers. For example, for quite such a long time, since we developed our embedded solution, we call it ourselves a smart embedded solution with our partner, the partner, our MCU, our microprocessor is from ST Microelectronics. So as a team, I believe that we open a new doors for the future.
Well, it's good to hear that you have such a positive outlook. And Pauli, we have to thank you that you made yourself available, took time out of your busy schedule. We know how busy you are.
My pleasure.
And, we really hope that the next decade, as you said, will be as positive and as successful as the last 25 years have been for you. So thank you very much again, Pauli, for sharing with us your views and giving us some insight on these rather turbulent times. Thank you, Pauli.
Thank you, man.